Good morning, good morning, and welcome to Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, and heart. I'm Matthew Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and I come here every morning, 7:30 a.m. weekdays, to bring you kindness news, the kindness spotlight, and everything we can do to make our lives just a little bit more positive. We bring honest conversation that's backed by research and my 30 years of leadership experience and my recent discovery of deep purpose to multiply kindness and unlock growth for good people doing good work. All this week, we've been talking about communication, from asking good questions to making those tough conversations just a little bit easier. Today, we're going to talk about something else. Many people have a great vision for their lives and their businesses. They know where they want to go. They've got the tools, the skills, the resources, and the right people all around them to bring it to life. But here's the brutal truth. Since they don't know how to communicate it, they may as well be blind. Vision without the right communication is like driving down a rural road with your headlights off. You might get to your destination, but you'll probably end up in a ditch. But when we turn on those high beams and we step on the gas, we're going to get there. The best part is that the passengers that are in the car with you, your family, your coworkers, your employees, your friends, they're going to make that trip really fun and super satisfying when they know that they're going to get there safe. But when you're driving in the dark, they're scared. They might get angry and they're probably going to bail out, realizing that they're better off just walking or hopping in the next Uber with someone who can see where they're headed, even if it costs them a little extra. When leaders don't communicate their vision, their teams feel lost. Research proves that. A 3,000 participant study from the National Library of Medicine discovered that vision communication is the single greatest bridge between leadership and meaning. When we give our people knowledge and understanding of where we're heading, they find value and they find purpose in that and they jump on board. But also, value without the right support, without communicating that vision in the right way and living what we say, that's just noise. But when we truly support people and we're able to clearly communicate where we're going, we create an environment where people can thrive. When people know where the car is headed and how they contribute to that vision, they feel safe. And that safety allows them to bring their best self to the mission every day. It sparks innovation and creativity. It ignites productivity through that connection to a larger purpose. Communicating your vision with clarity and strength, creating that environment of safety and purpose, that's not just good leadership. It's what makes the ride fun. It's what makes the ride happy and successful and gets you to your destination. It's a connection to something bigger, to purpose. And that's not just good leadership, it's uncommon kindness. Thank you for joining me today on Kindness Rising. I really appreciate all the support we've got. I see the comments clicking through. We're going to get to those later in the day. But as we always do here on Kindness Rising, I want to first spotlight an organization that's showing us that having vision and living that vision makes things better for everyone. It contributes to the community. It's no longer about the organization or just the people inside of it, but it's a larger purpose of growth and contribution to humanity. The organization that I want to spotlight today is right here in Binghamton, New York, actually in the southern tier of New York. They're based out of Elmira, which is about an hour away from here, but they actually serve our community right here in Binghamton in our backyard. They've got six counties, 4,000 square miles of the southern tier, and they bring community impact every day to their work. I'm talking about the Food Bank of the Southern Tier. The Food Bank of the Southern Tier has a very clear vision statement that I think really reflects the direction that as businesses we want to go to, and we can take these lessons from businesses and apply them to our life. I'm going to read you their vision statement. The Food Bank of the Southern Tier is committed to creating a future without hunger, where access to healthy food by all is recognized as fundamental to the well being and success of individuals and the foundation of a strong, vibrant society. You hear the difference? It's not about the organization necessarily. It's not about the individuals. It's about building a vibrant society, contributing to the well being and success of individuals. That's what they do every day by addressing hunger and food insecurity in our community. They take a comprehensive view to create a hunger free community as the foundation of a thriving society. Their leadership is really strong. Mark Bordeaux, who's their CEO, brings 30 plus years of experience, and I've looked into some things that he said and he's talked about, and it's really clear that he's connected to vision, that their leadership is connected to vision, and understands that that vision is larger than themselves. They're super transparent about communicating challenges. We talked about this yesterday on the show. Having those tough conversations, it can be a little bit easier when you lean into them with empathy and heart and you have understanding of what people are going through, and it leads to amazing results. The Food Bank of the Southern Tier had record-breaking distribution of food across our communities this year, but Mark sees that not as success. What he sees is he sees an increasing need. Again, connecting back to that mission. It's not about the success of the organization, even though they're having tremendous success. Even though in 2017 they received the National Award for the Food Bank of the Year, how they communicate their achievements, how they communicate their vision is all about community and addressing the needs that are there. And that led them recently to a $400,000 grant from our government. And because they're connected to the vision, they're able to communicate that and help those people, those funding sources, understand just what kind of impact they're able to have on our community. Excuse me. They've got some really cool and innovative programs, again, all around vision. Their community advocates program is probably the most shining example of that. They're not just out there distributing food, making sure the kids don't go to school hungry, making sure that families are well nourished, not just eating garbage, frankly. They do that, but they also have things like their community advocates program. They take people, they work with the people who've experienced food insecurity in their life, people who know the difference that having food versus being hungry makes, and they empower them to become advocates for the food insecure, to lift them up out of poverty, out of being hungry, and supporting and empowering themselves. They have their mobile food pantries that go around and distribute food. They have a backpack program to help kids with school lunches. We know funding is getting cut coming up here relating to school lunches. It's very disturbing to me, frankly, but we don't talk about that much stuff too much here. Um, but this is the organization. These types of organizations are the ones that are making a difference in that, and those funding cuts impact them, which is why we have in our community and in other communities the highest need in food security. It's a crisis that we have in our organization. And that's why leaning into the vision and understanding that it's bigger than ourselves is what Mark and the Food Bank of the Southern Tier are doing. So this is my call to action for you. Of course, go to foodbankst.org. Check out the work they're doing, understand the connection to their vision and that they know where they're headed, and support them if you can. If you're local here in Binghamton, volunteer. Get out there, pack lunches for kids, support them in all the work they're doing. I know a lot of the local grocery stores have opportunity to round up or give a donation at your purchase. Do it. that extra 50 cents, that extra $5, whatever you can give is going to help us feed the hungry in our community. It's going to lift up our society. It's going to get more people working. It's going to get more people engaged in their lives, happy and healthy. So support the food bank of the Southern Tier. Go to foodbankst.org, get involved, and connect with their vision, because it's not about them. It's about the communities they serve, and it's about making the world a better place by eliminating the barriers to food insecurity. Thank you very much for listening to the Kindness Spotlight. Appreciate everyone who's coming out. I do see comments rolling in. Amazing. I can't wait to get to those. I can only imagine the conversations that are going on out there. I'm just kidding. We've got a great community here on Kindness Rising. It's growing every day. I see the numbers going up. I appreciate it. We have a great vision here at Kindness Rising. We want to be the place that people go to start their day with positivity, with growth, and with kindness. I'm working on the words to that vision, but I'm thinking about it. And I know that we're going to have an impact on our local community here in Binghamton, all the people who are joining us on the show. And that's the vision. That's the purpose that I have discovered within myself, to multiply kindness and unlock growth. And that's what we do here on Kindness Rising. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I want to move on now to our kindness good news. Of course, I say this every day. I'm going to stop saying it because hopefully people are getting into the rhythm of the show. But this is where we switch over and talk about business specifically. There's lots of shows out there about kindness. I know that. A lot of them talk about great things happening in the world, good acts, acts of individual kindness, the personal impacts, that kind of thing. But on our show, we talk about those things, but we also talk about business. It's where I come from, 30 years of experience in the business world. I know the impact that businesses can have when they show kindness, when they lean into it, and they do the things that we talk about here on the show. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Excuse me, I got a little hiccup here. So I've talked about some of these organizations over and over again. They're ones that I love, that I lean into, that I've researched, and I know. You might get sick of hearing the same names over and over again. Organizations like Patagonia, like Google, other charities. Southwest Airlines is one that we talk about frequently, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Southwest Airlines has a very clear vision, very, very clear vision. They want to be the most loved, most efficient, and most profitable airline. Super clear, super concise and tight, and they lean into it. You see it in their decisions. When you read about and see it and experience it, you know that every employee, every person that's involved there at Southwest Airlines is connected to that vision. And none is more connected than their leader. Their CEO goes out to airports. He doesn't just sit in a boardroom somewhere or make phone calls or show up on shows to represent the brand. He shows up in the airports, the places where they're serving customers, and he talks to his people. And he shares that vision of being the most loved, the most efficient, and most profitable. Super succinct, connects so that every employee then can articulate that out in their actions and in their words with customers and their coworkers. So Southwest Airlines, if you have a chance to read into what they do, check them out. And again, this leads to results. 47 straight years of profitability and some of the highest employee satisfaction in the industry, which is a very difficult industry to keep people happy in, both the customers and the employees. It's a busy, hectic, crazy time. Tons of regulations. Everybody's high stress, but Southwest Airlines leans into their vision to reduce that stress and make it the experiences a little bit better for everybody else. So check them out. That's one example of kindness good news. Here's another one in the world of technology. one that I'm actually learning more about here as I grow my business. I've started a merchandise store, but I've got to figure out how to get it distributed and get you guys connected so you can go out there and rep my Uncommon Kindness brand and Kindness Rising. I hope you will once it happens. But the organization I'm talking about today is Shopify. Shopify has another simple, succinct, concise vision that people can really get their arms around and understand. They want to make commerce better for everyone. Simple, easy. It's what they do. They do commerce better for everyone. But what's really cool about what about their vision is the way they communicate it. We talk about this a lot too, and we're going to talk about it even more tomorrow when we lean into social media and marketing. They're all about stories, personal stories of impact. If you read about Shopify, they're not talking about how many people they serve. They're not necessarily talking about how profitable they are or new product advancements. Um, they actually do talk about those things, but they do it through storytelling, customer success stories, personal stories of people who shop through their Shopify channels and have impacted lives. The way that Shopify has made commerce better for everyone. Again, connecting back to that vision, super clear and something that people can really understand and get their hands around. And of course, it leads to better outcomes. That's what we talk about. 1.7 million businesses use Shopify to expand their distribution, to get their products and their services into people's hands and connect to the world. That's a tremendous impact if you think about it. That's 1.7 million businesses. If you think about the number of customers, millions and millions of people who interact with Shopify every day, sometimes without even knowing it, most of the times without even knowing it. And they have super high employee satisfaction rates as well. When they have their quarterly meetings, they don't spew off finances and challenges and fluff. They talk about the stories of the impact that they're having. They do talk about metrics, of course, metrics matter, but the stories are what drive the metrics. That's Shopify. Um, so that's a couple of stories of businesses that are leaning into vision, that really have a grasp on their vision. When I first started researching vision and understanding it, actually one of the best ones I ever heard of, because it's words, two words that help the organization to move forward. Don't have a bunch of stories on it, but I just love that it's so simple. It's Kellogg's brand. We probably all have experienced their products, but they have a two-word vision: own breakfast. Simple. They want to own breakfast. I just think that's really cool too. So a little bit more research. John Hopkins University, again, another major academic university, has done some deep research on this, and this connects back to what we just talked about with um, with Shopify. Shopify uses stories, and this Johns Hopkins study showed that leaders who are identified as charismatic and as um, uh, strong in leading their organizations use stories at least two times more than those who are not. So we want to talk about our stories. We want to talk about the things that we're doing, the impact that we're having, not just spewing numbers, not just graphs and and tables of numbers. I'm not saying those aren't important, because they're important, but if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. I understand that. But the stories are what really connect people to the vision, that really get them in that car, headed to the destination, having fun, sparking innovation, creativity, and having real success in business. So keep communicating that vision out there in the business. If you don't have a vision, or you don't know your vision, you're not able to communicate your vision, you may as well be blind. So work on it. There's lots of places you can go for help. I'd be glad to help you work on your vision, work on your vision statements. There's lots of tools and resources out there that can do that for you. So tell stories, work on that vision, and connect to the community. And that's today's kindness good news. Next, we'll move into our kindness calls, what I've been waiting for today, right? We got some good numbers, looks like, going on. I really appreciate that people are sticking around for today's stories. Um, and I see the comments happening, particularly in the vertical stream. Interesting. Most of you are watching me through your phone. I appreciate that you're out there. I see a name in my DMs here in the chat that I'm really excited to see. John Romano. Hey, buddy. John Romano is one of my best friends, probably my best friend in the world. He was the best man in my wedding, and he understands about vision and supporting each other. So thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it. I love you, buddy. Uh, yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Welcoming new guests. Mahesh Rigar, thank you very much for joining us here on Kindness Rising. Danielle, I've seen your name over at Mornings in the Lab. Thanks for jumping over here to Kindness Rising. It's amazing. Awesome. Awesome. Be driven, always there. Mr. Holroyd, always here. Appreciate it. Don't see our friend Lady Drew today. I hope everything's going okay out there. And be driven. Thanks. You said you can maybe help me with the merch. Maybe you've got some ideas. This is what it's all about. We we connect here on Kindness Rising, and we make each other better. This is part of what we do in our community. It's the networking, it's the connecting with people who want to make the world a better place, who are doing that good work for good people, and we'd love to have that. So Bernard, don't be surprised when I reach out to you and connect outside of the show. So anyway, thank you again for joining the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to what we're doing here. Join over at Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends at 8 a.m. where we're going to continue the conversation about communication and vision in Keith's inimitable and unique style, along with John Anderson and CFIT Marty. Uh, uh, yeah, this is a great network we're building here, a great community of people. We're only going to be expanding even more and more. We've got some new shows coming up for you all. We've got lots of interest from the community in bringing this type of content to you, to help make the world a little bit better place through real talk, real conversation. So thank you again very much. Moving on to our kindness call, which is moving us from thought to action every day. We talk about something that we can do a little bit different, connected to our vision, or excuse me, to our theme. Our theme today is vision. And yesterday we had the courage connection when we were talking about having tough conversations. I hope people took some of that advice to heart, leaned into the research, and know that they're going to have a better impact when they're able to have easier, better conversations, even when they're tough. Today, we're going to talk about the vision bridge. I talked about it earlier in the show. Being able to communicate your vision is the key to connecting people to purpose. If you're not able, having a vision is great. If you're not able to communicate it, you're driving down that rural road with those headlights off, and you're going to end up in a ditch. Turn on the headlights, turn on the high beams, step on the gas, and bring people along with you. And this is the way you can do it. Think about your vision. What matters, and this can be personal or business, right? We all have to have our personal vision as well. What matters most to you right now? Answer that question. What would success look like in the next year, in the next 3 years, next 5 years? It's probably about as far out as you want to go because things move so damn fast. So next year, in the next year, what will success look like for yourself? And then ask yourself, how can you help people around you support that vision? The best way is to share it openly, share it honestly, help people understand the connection to a higher purpose, and do it with empathy, with compassion, with passion, energy, and people will come along. But communication is a two-way street. Once you communicate that vision, listen to the response without trying to fix problems. Provide support, not solutions to people when they say this is that, because they might push back and say can't get there, might not know, uncertainty. That's what none of us can predict the future. Provide that support, not solution. And that other great thing that you can do is help individual people, whether they're in your organizations or your home, clarify their own vision. That's how we multiply kindness. That's how we multiply growth, by helping people learn from our example and share their vision. So that's today's kindness call. Uh, get out there, think about your vision. I'm doing it right now with Kindness Rising. I still haven't nailed that exact thing. Sometimes we spend a little time. I know I fall into it, into massaging words a little too much, but I really want to get it succinct and simple. I know it's about getting community to wake up with us here at Kindness Rising and then moving into the Mornings in the Lab network to build a platform. We're building a platform. Keith is really good about sharing his vision. We are building a platform for the morning conversation. The only time that we as a society really get together is in the morning. Once our days get started, we're off to the races. We're taking care of our own agendas. We're moving on. But in the morning, it's a communal time. And that's what we want to do. We want to bring people to this community. We want to welcome them. We want people to be thinking about engaging in positivity and getting their day started right. Because if you get it started right, you'll just keep continuing it. If you start off on the wrong foot, you're going to fall off. So get up with us every morning, 7:30 a.m. at Kindness Rising, at Matthew Roof, at Mornings in the Lab. Stick with us. We're going to keep growing and we're going to keep helping ourselves as well as you get better. People probably don't realize, and Keith and I talk about this all the time, how much this is helping us. We love helping other people. We love sharing our words and talking about things, but how much it helps me every morning to wake up and have a purpose to bring at 7:30 in the morning. I'm waking up an hour earlier every day in order to do this show. It's making me go to bed at a better time, knowing that I've got commitment to getting up and getting after it with you guys every morning. So it's helping us. It's helping you. Stick with us. We're just going to keep growing. You're part of an amazing vision to create the platform of starting the morning off right with real conversation. Thank you very much for joining us. So that's today's show. I really appreciate. I really appreciate everyone who's come out. I see more names in the chat. I appreciate that. We're getting it after today. Remembering that research is clear. When you communicate your vision well, you're going to improve lives. It applies to all levels of leadership, whether that's in your family, in your business, with your friends, whatever it is. Having a clear vision and genuinely caring about that vision and sharing it is what creates thriving environments. It creates our ability to get to where we want to go. So thanks again for joining Kindness Rising. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to think about whether you want to be a guest here on Kindness Rising. I would love to have guests. I'm just having another chat today with another woman that I think we're going to have coming on the show and sharing what she does with her sweetness story, which sounds pretty cool to me. I'd love to have you here talking about kindness, talking about what you do every day to bring your best self. So thank you very much. Tomorrow, we're going to be right back here, 7:30 a.m. on Kindness Rising. We're going to be talking about social media and marketing. We're going to be talking about how to find visibility for yourself and for your mission and your vision so that you can grow it. And as we always say here on Kindness Rising, stay uncommon and stay kind.